What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Reformed Reader, the channel where we review different forms of media through the lens of a Christian who is under the authority of the scriptures. My name is Josh, and today we're just going to be doing our monthly check-in for August of 2025. So it's been a pretty good month, so let's just start out with, what did I read? So the first book that I read was Demon in White by Christopher Rocchio. Absolutely love this book. I gave this book a 5-star, 10 out of 10. I said that I liked this book as much as Howling Dark, maybe just slightly less, only because the ending of Howling Dark blew me away so much. But in my review, if you guys missed it, I talked about how in Howling Dark, sort of all the buildup was a little bit slower, but then the end, like the last couple of 100 pages, are just like phenomenal. It just blows you away. It's just an amazing ending, as opposed to Demon in White, where it's sort of consistently fast-paced, and then the ending for me just didn't work as well as Howling Dark. Not saying the ending was bad. I did love the ending. What I mean is it just wasn't as impactful for me. I thought that we just hung out there a little too long, and so that's why I said it may just be a touch under Howling Dark, but still, it was a 5-star read for me. And then the second book that I read was Pinata by Leopoldo Gout. Yeah, this was the one, if you guys missed it, I did the judging books by their covers, and I let you guys pick a book for me to read for this month. And the cover was really cool, and the book didn't live up to the cover. I gave this 2 stars. I think I rated it 4 out of 10. It was okay. I don't even want to say it was fine. It was very it was meh. I probably could have done without reading it. It wasn't necessarily bad, but it was nothing that I'm going to remember really. I don't regret reading it, but yeah, I just had issues with it. So I did like doing the video. I did like reaching outside of my wheelhouse. So that was cool. Also, reading outside my genre was fun. It was refreshing. This one just didn't work for me, but I do plan on doing something similar coming up, to where, again, I'm just kind of reaching outside of that wheelhouse. And then the third book I read was Weird Space by A.M. Wiley. I put my review up for it just a few days ago. Fantastic book, 10 out of 10, 5 stars. It was just fantastic. I can't recommend this book enough, and it's clean. I've said if you like The Goonies, E.T., Stranger Things, The Last Starfighter, those kinds of stories, you'll really enjoy this one. I absolutely loved it, and hope to jump into the next one soon. And then the last book that I read was Monster Hunter Alpha. As of recording this, see, I'm recording this Saturday. I finished it last night. It was really good. It was just a lot longer than I expected it to be. Not too long. I'm not saying that it was too long for me to enjoy or to read. It was still really good. It's just, it was a lot longer than I thought. Those Monster Hunter books are deceivingly thin, but the font is very small. On top of that, the audiobooks, they're pretty long, but this may have been my favorite in the Monster Hunter series so far. It's a story about werewolves and about the hierarchy of werewolves. Sounds ridiculous. It was a little bit, but I really enjoyed it. And so, yeah, this series has not missed for me yet. And I gave this, I think I gave this 7.5 or 8 out of 10. I gave it 4 stars. I tend to round up. But yeah, really enjoyed it and looking forward to jumping back into that. Now, for any of you that follow me on Goodreads, you may have seen that I did start that Batman book that I was talking about. I have one of them back here, but I started The Killing Joke. It's the novelization of the graphic novel, and it was fine. I got about 20% of the way through just to have sort of that palate cleanse. I just really wasn't in the mood for it, and so I just put it down. So I'm not going to say that I DNF'd it, because I am going to come back to it. And if you're looking for a Batman story, yeah, obviously that's what you're going to get, and it was really well done from what I read, but I just wasn't in the mood for it. So I'm going to come back to it. And then I guess officially the last thing that I read is I have started Kingdoms of Death. So yeah, pretty good reading month. I read 4 novels and started a couple of others. So yeah, it's a pretty good reading month. And overall, my score is pretty high. So yeah, it was a good reading month. So this leads me into, what am I going to read? So the first thing I'm going to read is I am going to finish Kingdoms of Death. That one shouldn't take me too long. I do plan to fly through that pretty quickly. And then for those of you that saw the video, I'll have it posted somewhere right here. For those of you that saw the video where my wife and I did a challenge based off of the book covers, where our kids helped us, I lost. And so I have to read a book that she chose, and she chose The Inn at Ocean's Edge by Colleen Coble. I think this is like a murder mystery. It's like a murder mystery with a little bit of romance in it, which I'm fine with. So that'll be the next book that I read. Kind of looking forward to seeing what I think about it. But then the third book that I definitely want to read is The Will of the Many by James Islington. I've been putting this book off for no reason at all, and I do want to finish it. And I do know that The Strength of the Few, I think, comes out this month or next month. So I don't necessarily know that I'm going to read that day one, but I do really want to read The Will of the Many, and especially because I want to support James Islington because he's a brother. And then I'm going to read Dawn of the Warriors. That is such a hard word for me to say. I cannot say warriors. Then I'm going to read Dawn of the Warriors by A.M. Wiley. This is the sequel to Weird Space by A.M. Wiley. I do really want to read book number 2. Absolutely loved book 1, so I do want to jump into that one. And then I'm hoping that I will have time to start Ashes of Man at the end of the month. But somewhere in between there, I've joined a book club with my friend Doug over at faithandfiction.bookclub over on Instagram. If you guys want to do a buddy read with us, which we would love to have you, just go and check out his Instagram account. If you haven't already, he has started a Discord, and we're going to read 2 books together. We're going to read one faith and one fiction book. And so the faith book we're going to read is Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. Really looking forward to that. I read it years ago, and so I'm looking forward to diving back into it as a more mature Christian to see what I missed. And then the other book that we're going to read together is called The Last Light of Edgewood by Luke Boswell. Now, this is an indie published book by another Christian brother who has sent several of us a copy of this. And so, yeah, really looking forward to this fantasy story. It's pretty thin, so I highly recommend that you guys go and not only support him and check him out, but join us for the book club this month. It's going to be great. And Doug has done a great job of breaking down, for each week, we're going to just read a chapter or 2, and then we're going to go and discuss it. So that should be a ton of fun. So that's a pretty stacked reading month. Really looking forward to it. And I think I'll be able to get to all of those, but I will probably treat Ashes of Man as I did Kingdoms of Death this past month, where I'll tag it at the end of the month, and then maybe I'll get it done by the end of the month. Probably not, but then it'll probably lead into October. And so hopefully I'm going to be caught up in time to read Shadows Upon Time with everybody else. We'll see. Yeah, I hope that that's the case, but I've got a lot of reading to do. But thankfully, audiobooks do exist. And so I think with Kingdoms of Death and maybe Ashes of Man, I'm going to read and listen until I finish both of those. Not just so I can fly through them, but I do want to pick those stories up. With that being said, I've been in kind of a reading slump lately. It's not that I don't want to read a certain genre, like I don't want to read fantasy or I don't want to read sci-fi or that kind of thing. It's just I've kind of been out of the mood to read. I have been dealing with just some stressful situations in my personal life. Nothing really of weight when I'm comparing it to what other people are having to go through, but just, everyday stuff, bills, job stuff for sure, predominantly stuff with work. And it's just sort of put me in the mood to where when I get home and I want to relax, picking a book up just hasn't sounded good for the past week, and I hope that changes. And so I'm going to see what I can do to kind of kickstart that battery. But just want to be transparent with you guys, and not because I'm like, oh, poor Josh, or anything. It's just, yeah, I just catch myself in reading slumps, and I want to be transparent with you guys because maybe you guys deal with the same thing, and it's not that I don't enjoy reading. It's just I'm not just a mood reader, but I have reading moods. I just go through moods where I just don't really want to read anything, and maybe I want to watch a movie with my wife, or we want to binge a TV show or whatever. And so I just kind of feel like I'm in the midst of that right now. Is that I'm sort of in a reading slump, and so I don't want to hate read anything, and I won't. And so if I don't get to all these, it's no big deal. They're just books. But yeah, hopefully I can work my way out of that. So this brings me to what's coming up on the channel. There's a few videos that I still haven't been able to get to because I'm only doing 2 videos a week, and I try to do one more entertaining video on Sunday and one book review on Wednesday, and then a short normally on Friday. It's been difficult for me to put out all of the videos that I want to put out, and part of me wants to go, ooh, I'll put out 3 videos this week, but at the same time, I know that later on I'm going to run out of ideas for a video. And so I'm sort of playing that game, but there are a couple videos that I do still plan to shoot and to post aside from my reviews, because my reviews will still come every Wednesday, Lord willing. But I'm still going to go around and rate libraries. That should be a fun one. And then I'm going to have some more book reviews. I may actually post an extra video here and there. It just depends, because my son has several books that he wants to review on the channel, and I'm looking forward to letting him come on and talk to you guys. And maybe you guys have some kiddos about his age that like the same kind of books and are looking for good, clean books that they can pick up. And so he definitely wants to come on here and do a couple of reviews for you guys and your kids, which should be a lot of fun. Then I'm going to do a video on the broken binding. I've had several of you reach out to me and ask if the broken binding was worth it. And I think that would be an interesting discussion, because I'm mixed on it. And so I think I'm going to post that one a week from today, of whether or not I think the broken binding is actually worth it. So that'll be that'll be a contentious one for some. I think it might pick up some traction, but yeah, that'll be a fun discussion. I actually have already recorded it once, but I rambled for so long that the video was like 35 minutes long before I edited it. Before it was edited down. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I need to sum that up, because it does not take that long to talk about the broken binding. I still want to do our 1-star review video. I don't know. My wife is still putting some of that stuff together, so she's been working hard at that. It's just, as I mentioned last month, it's been difficult for her to find 1-star reviews of books that I have 5-starred, where they actually write out a review and they don't just put "it stinks," and where she can omit certain names or phrases that might give away the title. So we're still working on that one, but that one hopefully is going to come up this month. And then I'm going to do a "if you like this, then try this" video. And so I'm not sure if I want to do that with movies, books, games, or sort of everything all wrapped up together. But I definitely would like to do a, hey, if you like this, then maybe try this book, because it has elements of that. And so that one should be fun. So this brings me to my book haul for the month. Now, my book haul is pretty slim this month, and it's just because I've been trying to be more prudent with my spending. So let's talk about a couple of things that I received from you guys first. Firstly, I received Weird Space by A.M. Wiley. I received an e-copy of this. It was, again, just fantastic. I can't brag on this book enough, or how well done it was, how the pacing was perfect. I love the characters. I love the story. Yeah, it was a book that seemed like it was written for me. So good. So that was the first one. The second one I picked up is The Last Light of Edgewood by Luke Boswell. And this is the one that I was talking about we'll be doing for the buddy read, or the book club, over at faithandfiction.bookclub. Please go check this out. Not just the book. Yes, definitely pick this up on Amazon, but read this along with us, because I would love to get to read with some of you guys and discuss this. So that'll be a lot of fun, and it's open to just about anybody as far as I know. And it's pretty short, as you can see, and the font is pretty big. My buddy Preacher over at Preacher Reads, he's already read this. He actually interviewed the author. He said it's fantastic. It reads super quick. I think he said he read it in like a sitting or two. So yeah, should be really good. Looking forward to that one. That's the second book that I received. And then I received my Broken Binding subscription, which is book 3 in the Rift War saga, which is Darkness of Sethanon. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. But again, they've just knocked it out of the park with these covers. So cool. And the sprayed edges. And I'll show you guys when I do the shorts of the book mail that I receive. I've got all 3 of them lined up with the end papers. It's really cool looking. And then the last thing that I received was I tend to offload certain books if I'm not sure if I'm going to read them or if I'm going to like them. And again, I'll talk about this a little bit in my Broken Binding video. But I actually sold a couple of books so that I could purchase and support my friend Andrew Meredith with his Caladian saga. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Calatian saga. I'm not sure, but this is his epic fantasy series, and it's all 4 books. As you can see, let's see. I'll do it this way. So we have the Deathless Beast, the Dread. I think that's book 1. I think they go up this way. Book 2 is Bone Shroud. 3 is Gloves of Eons, and then Dread Knight, and then I have this novella. And he included a ton of cool, like this bookmark. And each book came with its own bookmark too. And then he included all this extra artwork, all these different artworks, which is really cool for each book. Yeah. Super cool. He included stickers, which my kids love. Thank you so much. An awesome note, a map. I mean, they're super cool. There's a lot to go into, and I will do a book mail video for that, or book mail short for those. But yeah, these books look awesome. I can't wait to get into these. After talking to Andrew Meredith, he was telling me a little bit about the story, and I was asking him about like maybe what's the reading level, and he said I recommend 14-ish, but not because of the content, but just because of like the maturity level of being able to understand what's going on. And so my son was looking for a new series, and he was like, can I start these books? And I was like, well, you can try it. And so yeah, he's like 100 pages in or something. He's blowing past me. He will finish this up before I do. Hopefully I'll get to book 1 soon, and that way he and I maybe will do a joint review of book 1, and then maybe we'll read the rest together as a buddy read. So yeah, super cool. Go and support Andrew Meredith. Go check him out on Instagram. He's got a ton of cool content, super funny guy and a good brother. But yeah, y'all go support him. So this brings me to the giveaway of the month. And so this month, I decided to choose a book series that I have loved as of this year. And so I'm going to give away book 1 of Monster Hunter International. Now, if you guys have been around for a while, you know that my brother Samwise sent me a signed copy of this same novel. And so I've got an extra one that I would love to give out to one of you guys. Now, if you're unsure of whether or not that you will like this, please go and check out my review for this book, because I definitely don't think this is going to be for everybody. But if you guys have heard me talk about these books and it sounds like something that you would enjoy, all you have to do is, number 1, be subscribed to the channel. And number 2 is leave me a comment down below and just put MHI for Monster Hunter International. So just leave me a comment down below, MHI, and you'll be entered to win. And then I'll do the drawing this coming Friday. So rather than waiting 2 weeks, I'm only going to wait a week. That way I can get it to you quicker. And most of the time, most of you guys comment within the first week anyway. So I'm going to be doing the drawing on September 5th. So that is less than a week away. That's this coming Friday. So if you guys want to win a copy of Monster Hunter International by Larry Correa, this is book 1 in the series, be subscribed to the channel and then leave me a comment down below that says MHI. And this is just my way of being able to give back to you guys, to say thank you so much, and to hopefully get to spread some of the enjoyment that I've had in these books with you guys that I maybe otherwise wouldn't have been turned on to, except for from you guys in the comments and some other brothers that are on YouTube and Instagram. And so just kind of want to share the love a little bit and say thank you guys. Just in your comment somewhere, just type in MHI, and please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And the reason why I want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel isn't so I'm just like, hit the subscribe button, you know, because I know there's a lot of people that are worried about subscribers, which it's great. But it's just because I want to give back to you guys who are constantly supporting the channel. You know, I've had several people just kind of swoop in, they see the word giveaway and they're like, hey, I want to win something free, which I get it, but I do want to get this in the hands of somebody that has supported the channel. So just as a thank you. So again, be subscribed to the channel, type in MHI in your comment, and then make sure that you're in by September 5th. So lastly, this leads me to my YouTube spotlight. Now I normally try to shine some light on 2 different channels, one that is a booktube channel and one that is sort of booktube adjacent. So the first channel I want to recognize is my brother Nev over at Nev's Book Channel. Nev is such a good brother. He's hilarious and his videos are fantastic. The quality is great. The information is fantastic. And there's often quite a bit of humor in there. Nev, if you're watching, brother, I tell people about that one thumbnail all the time. I think it is absolutely hilarious. And I think you know which one I'm talking about. He is very well read and very well spoken. Plus the accent helps. So it helps when I'm listening to you in the car or something like that. So yeah, y'all go check out Nev's channel. He does a fantastic job and he doesn't need any help from me, but I do want to spotlight his channel because it is just fantastic. And then the second one is called Dreamscape Ambience. And this is another one of those channels where they make sort of that ambient music or those soundscapes for me that I use for reading. You can use them for like your D&D campaigns or whatever. But there's one video in particular that I really like, and it is their Green Dragon Pub video. I will turn this on just when I'm like sitting and sipping my coffee in the living room and I'm having to make notes or I'm trying to come up with new video ideas or whatever. It really does just kind of feel and sound like you're hanging out in the Green Dragon. So yeah, super cool channel. Again, they don't need my help, but if you guys are looking for something like that, here's another great channel that you guys can go and check out. So guys, that's it for the month of August, which is insane to me. This year has just flown by. And so we are looking forward to September. I'm looking forward to the temperature outside to drop quite a bit. I'm looking forward to sweater weather. I'm looking forward to reasons to stay inside and read my book. I'm really looking forward to the fall season, looking forward to some great reads that come out, looking forward to hanging out with you guys more, getting to talk with you guys, have some cool conversations, and let you guys roast me in the comments. It's always a good time. So again, don't forget the giveaway. Make sure you get your comment in by September 5th when I do the drawing, and I will post the winner as soon as possible. Guys, thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me again for another month. Looking forward to another great month. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys on the next one.